So let's put today's date 9/7. Okay, parametric form of ellipse. Okay, if you take x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, the general point is a cos theta comma b sin theta. Or you can call x is equal to a cos theta, y equal to b sin theta. So this is point P. Okay, theta is called eccentric angle of point P. Okay, there is no use of using the word eccentric. Okay, some parameter you can call it. This is called eccentric angle. That's all. I gave you a geometrical explanation of this, that you take auxiliary circle of the ellipse and the ellipse itself. You take a point here and here. You can even draw here and here also, no problem. So this is a cos theta comma b sin theta, and this is a corresponding point which is a cos theta comma a sin theta, and that angle is theta. Okay, this is P. I'll call this as Q. When P is here, Q will be down. This is a cos theta comma b sin theta. This is a cos theta comma a sin theta. Even there I can join, but it's okay. Q is called corresponding point of P on auxiliary circle. Okay, so simple trigonometry we can tell. I can take general point as a cos theta comma b sin theta. It will satisfy. But when you join that point to origin, that angle is not theta. You have to take draw a ordinate through P. It will intersect auxiliary circle at one point, that on the same side of major axis. If P is here, Q also should be on the same side. You cannot draw one line through P and say this is Q. When you take P down, Q also should be down. So P and Q should be on the same side of major axis. Then Q is called corresponding point of P on the auxiliary circle, and that point when you join to origin, you will get theta. Like in parabola, we have 80 square comma 280 is the general point. Circle we have r cos theta comma r sin theta. Like that in ellipse, a cos theta comma b sin theta. One may ask, why not they are not taken a sin theta comma b cos theta? You can take sin here, cos here also, right? Yeah, you can nothing wrong.
Yes, sir. Then it is the angle made with the normal.
Yeah, instead of this, you will write with this. So why only all the formulas are based on this? I can make it sin and cos also. Yes, we can make it. Just some people are born before us, they told to take cos and sin. That's all.
Sir?
Because if they fix sin, yes, please.
Sir, is the angle made with any point on the major axis or only center?
Not any point on the major axis. You have to join this corresponding point to the center with x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. How much it makes, that only.
Okay, sir.
You think when theta is 0 degrees, there is a point 90 degrees, 270 and 360.
Now describe the fruit, Charishma. What fruit is that? Charishma, what is it? Light color is the type of mango. It's a mango, Charishma.
Just 1 minute. Think about theta 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180, 270. Where are the points? Okay. If I take the ellipse, if theta is 0 degrees, we'll get a comma 0, right? In a cos theta come b sin theta.
Yes, sir.
And if you take theta 90 degrees, you'll get 0 comma b. Theta 180 degrees, you'll get minus a comma 0. Theta 270, you'll get 0 comma minus b. So just because it is coming for these four angles, one should not think if I take a cos theta come b sin theta, this angle is theta. No, you have to go to corresponding point on the auxiliary circle. That angle is only theta. Okay, that is one thing. As I already told you, how area of ellipse is b by a times this. And some other question also will be quite useful. Okay. What is that? You take ellipse and let us say I take this point, I want to find this area. Okay. I can use calculus to find area, or you draw this auxiliary circle, take the corresponding point. I think this area can be found easily. Okay. And then take this area, multiply b by a, you should get this area, because any strip that you take, this height is b by a times this height. Is it correct? Yeah. Not just that, let us say I'll take this point and join like this. I want to find area of this sector of an ellipse, not sector of a circle. Area of the sector of an ellipse. Okay. Again, by integration it can be found, or you take the corresponding point and join to here, find this area. Area of sector of a circle is very easy, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If there is a sector, this is r, this is r, this is theta, we have a formula very easy. Multiply b by a, you will get this area. Okay. In fact, other day I was asking about how many triangles are there which are inscribed in an ellipse having maximum area, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me ask that question to the circle. If you take a circle, among all the triangles that are inscribed in the circle, which triangle will have maximum area?
Equilateral triangle.
Equilateral triangle.
Yes, equilateral triangle. And how many such equilateral triangles will be there?
Infinite.
Infinite. You take one equilateral triangle and rotate it whatever angle you want. Every time it is maximum, maximum area, right?
Yes, sir.
Now in ellipse, one may think it is not infinite because only 2 or 4. You may think. The other day we discussed a little bit. Maybe some kind of triangle like this will have maximum area. No. Even in ellipse, there are infinite triangles which have maximum area. Okay. How is that? It's very, very simple. Take an ellipse. Take its auxiliary circle. Take any 3 points on the original circle. Take the corresponding points on the ellipse and join them. Area of this triangle is always b by a times area of this triangle. Okay. So if you want this area to be maximum, this area to be maximum. And when this will be maximum, when it is equilateral triangle within the circle, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you take any equilateral triangle within the circle and take your ellipse. Take the corresponding point here, corresponding point here, corresponding point here. Area of that triangle will be definitely b by a times that equilateral triangle. So we have, because in circle we have infinite equilateral triangles. Even in ellipse also we have infinite triangles, but they are not equilateral. Okay. But their area in, if you take a circle of radius a, in that you put an what you call equilateral triangle. What do you think will be the area? In a circle of radius a, if then an equilateral triangle is inscribed, what do you think will be the area?
Three root 3 r square by 4.
3 root 3 r square by 4. If side is a, 3 root 3 a square root 3 a square by 4, you want to tell a root 3. Yes, that's good. Yeah. If this is a, this is a, this is 120, this is a root 3. And then, you know, root 3 by 4 a square in the place of a, you can write root 3 a now. Or this triangle you can use half AB sin C, half into A into sin 120 degrees. 3 times that. This is root 3 by 2. You will get 3 root 3 by 2 a square, right? Ah, 3 root 3 by 4. Yeah, root 3 by 2. Correct. Yeah. 3 root 3 by 4 a square. Yeah. So we could prove easily. Otherwise, understanding that there are infinite triangles within the ellipse which have imaginary is difficult to, you know, visualize, right? Okay. Actually, one time I was discussing this, almost you know, the end of revision, just before the advanced exam. One question which is actually little difficult, means you have to do little bit work. They gave one ellipse like this and they gave another ellipse like this. There's a question in calculus areas. You have to find this area. Okay, area between the two ellipses. This area. Okay, this is one curve, this is one curve, this is one curve, this is one curve. Okay, part of the ellipses. You know, you can use calculus. You have to write little bit carefully and all, you'll get it. But with this logic, I could do just like that. Okay. Finding this point was very easy. The solving, we got it. But the thing is, you know, everything is symmetrical. Okay. Instead of finding all, I'll just find this area and multiply 4. But instead of finding this area, you just take the auxiliary circle, take the corresponding point here, join that to center, find that sector area. Okay, sorry, not triangle, the sector. And then multiply 4. So, which is otherwise very complicated, we could use just like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, like that, there is some use of this B by A ratio. Okay.
Sir, if the centers are not in the circle,
If the
centers are not in the circle, how to do
if the centers are not same, of course, we have to do a little bit of work, not easy. Okay. You are asking what if it is like this, right?
Yes, sir.
And even if what if rotated, you can ask and all. So then, of course, we may have to use calculus. Okay. So yeah, I'm not saying every area can be found easily. Okay, but every area can be found by integration. Not every area can be found by integration because everything we cannot integrate, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on. Obviously, you assume something as anything which can adjust into one of the integration formulas only can integrate. Now, differentiation is easy. Okay, that's if I ask sine of e power 2 log of tan x plus 3 dx. Find the integral. You cannot integrate everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There are, you take differentiation formulas, reverse it, you'll get integration formulas. Anything which can fit into those formulas only can be done. Others cannot be done, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, so this expression some y equal to sine of 2, this whole thing we can't find the area under the curve, sir.
That means because we cannot integrate, we cannot find area under the curve. Yes. Yeah. We cannot, we are only integrating very, very few things. Most of the things cannot be integrated. Okay. Differentiation is very easy. Let them give whatever it is. We have composite function differentiation. First we'll differentiate outer function, next inner function, next inner function, next inner function. But integration is not like that, right? Okay. It has to, everything has to be brought down to one of the basics of formulas, which can be brought down to that, they can be done, otherwise it cannot be done. Okay. So most functions are not integrable. Okay. So, but there are some approximate methods we'll study in engineering. We cannot integrate it, but we can find its value. That is, if it is a definite integral, approximate value can be found by numerical methods. There are some methods. Okay. Like, you know, for example, some complicated curve, you don't want to, you cannot find that. Okay. You just make it into some 10 strips. Remove this, imagine it is a straight line, remove this, imagine a straight line, remove this, and imagine a straight line. And then find all this trapezium area and add. Okay. That gives you some rough idea. Okay. If you want more accurate, take more number of strips. Okay. And these values can be found, function values only, right? So that's how actually they do it. For example, I'm sure somebody might have gave some ideas. Okay, let's say there is a river or something like this. Okay, this is a cross section of the river. Water is flowing like this. Okay, you want to know at a particular junction how much of water is crossing that. Like they tell na for so and so dam, this much water cubic water today reach or something like that. How do they calculate how much of volume of water entered? Okay, so they know the cross section. They know with what velocity. Velocity is very easy to find, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
In fact, of course, you can put an instrument, it will tell you, or just put any object, see in 1 second how much distance it travels, you know the velocity of water. Very simple, right? Any floating object.
Sir,
Okay. Yeah.
sir, but velocity at the surface and inside those
Yeah.
both are
You
different.
may have, you can have practically zero velocity here, and this, there is a viscosity that you study, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But water is not that viscous. Usually, even the velocity here, that means there is a gap. They have their own calculations for that, but it gives us some rough idea. Okay, and at least they can know what the velocity here also. But obviously, velocity here will be very less. Of course. Okay, some velocity will be there. But anyway, how to find this cross section area? Okay, very simple. You take a boat or something, go along with this. After every 1 meter, you can measure the depth. How do you measure the depth? If it is a very shallow water, you can use a stick. If it is deep waters, I think you have some kind of sonar thing, right? Even in oceans and all, they use sonar, but for rivers, they have some. Anyway, somehow find the depth. You may not know exact shape of this. You don't worry. Imagine this is like this. 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 You can find this area, right?
Yes.
Why not? Yeah. And then find area of cross section, multiply velocity. You know how much of volume of water enters. Okay. So that's the thing. Anyway, like that, some integrations can be done by numerical methods, which we'll study in engineering. Okay, let us not get into that. Why I honestly went into that? Some area question I came. It's okay, not a problem. I'm just telling you some uses of parametric form. But other questions, we don't use parametric form in ellipse chapter as extensively as parabola. Parabola, we use parametric form just like that everywhere, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. For example, if tangent at T, normal at T1 intersects at T2, what is this point? But here don't expect a formula that there is a point with eccentric angle θ1. You draw normal there, it intersects another point θ2. What is the relation between θ2 θ1 is not a simple formula. Okay. So we don't use parametric form so much in this chapter. We use it not as extensively as parabola. Okay. Anyway, if I take x minus h whole square by a square plus y minus k whole square by b square equal to 1. For this, what is the parametric form will be?
H plus a cos theta, comma y, k plus
Yeah.
b sin theta.
Yeah, x is equal to h plus a cos theta and y is equal to k plus b sin theta. Okay. That's okay. So you wrote previous parametric form and what is the meaning of theta, and next this one. Okay, this is the second point. Okay, third point. I have an ellipse. There is a chord joining θ1 and θ2. By the way, if I give ellipse and I give a point 2, 3, and ellipse equation is, let us say, x square by 2 plus y square by 9 by 2 equal to 1, something like this. Sorry, x square by 8 plus y square by 18 equal to 1, something like this. I'll give a point, I'll give an ellipse and ask what is the eccentric angle of this. How to find is very simple. Equate this to a cos theta. What is it? 2 root 2 cos theta will be 2. And here 3 root 2 sin theta is equal to 3. Either this or this will give you theta value, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So if point is given, finding theta is very easy. Just equate it to a cos theta comma b sin theta. But apart from that, what is the equation of chord joining θ1 and θ2 I want to find? Like in a parabola chapter, what is the chord joining T1 and T2? Is 2x minus T1 plus T2y is equal to 2a T1 T2. Something like that was their formula, right?
Plus 2 at even T2 equals 0.
Yeah, plus T equal to 0, yes. Like that here, also we have a formula. Okay. How to derive that? Two methods. One is, if you know 2 points, S1 plus S2 equal to S12 is the chord. Long time back in circles, we discussed that. We did not use recently. Otherwise, don't worry about all that. You know 2 points, no? If you know 2 points, you can find the line equation. Okay. But still, it is important to know that formula, so we'll derive it. Okay. So, I want to use method 1. I can even write the formula first, but it's okay. Method 1. S1 plus S2 equal to S12. The chord joining theta 1, theta 2. What is S1 here? Okay. If I take x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Okay. And take a point x1 comma y1. Jayashree, are you there in the class? P. Lavanya. Jayashree, are you there? Yeah. Can you tell me if this is S, okay, minus 1 equal to 0, what is S1 will be? This is S and what is S1? P. Lavanya, what is S1 for this equation? Lavanya, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
What is S1 for this equation? In circles chapter, we studied what is S1, what is S2, what is S12, right? In S1, how should we write x square as? We should write x square as x into x1. We should write x into x, 1x, you don't change it, otherwise you should write x1, x1 by a square. Y square is y1 by b square minus 1. Correct or not, Lavanya?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is S12 then?
X1, X2 by a square
Hmm.
plus y1, y2 by b square minus 1.
Yes, correct. Okay, so like that, that is our S. And this is a cos x1 comma y1 is a cos theta 1 comma b sin theta 1. X2 comma y2 is a cos theta 2 comma b sin theta 2. I want to do this. So what will happen to S1? X into another x1, I have to write a cos theta 1 by a square. Y into b sin theta 1 by b square minus 1. That is S1. S2. X into a cos theta 2 by a square, y into b sin theta 2 by b square minus 1. S12 means 50% 1 and 50% 2. That is a cos theta 1 into a cos theta 2 by a square, b sin theta 1 and b sin theta 2 by b square minus 1. So this is S1, this is S2, this is S12. We have to simplify it. Okay, so this will become x cos theta 1 by a, y sin theta 1 by b. This will become x cos theta 2 by a and y sin theta 2 by b. This minus 1 I can send that, it will become plus 1. A and a square will go, b and b square will go. I will get cos theta 1 cos theta 2 plus sin theta 1 sin theta 2 plus 1. From this and this, I can take x by a common. I will get cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. From this and this, I can take y by b common, sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. This is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b is cos a minus b. I will get theta 1 minus theta 2 plus 1. Now I can apply transformations here. 2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 into cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Y by b into sin c plus sin d transformations. 2 sine theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 sine cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. This is like 1 plus cos theta. 1 plus cos theta I can write 2 cos square theta by 2. So it will be 2 cos square theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. So cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 here, here, and the square here I can cancel. 2 I can cancel. I am left with x by a cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2, y by b sine theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 equal to 2 cos, not 2, cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Okay, this is a chord joining theta 1 and theta 2. Anybody remember seeing any formula like this before?
In circles, sir.
Yes, in circles, the general point is r cos theta comma r sin theta, where this a and b were here. X cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2, y sin theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 equal to r cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. And there also, we also learned when x is center is not origin, x plus g into this, y plus f into this is equal to this also, we have seen that. Okay. So as I said, from ellipse formula we can get circle formula where if you put b also as a, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just write this. Okay, this is a chord joining theta, then just write that statement also. This is equation of chord joining theta 1 and theta 2. Points theta 1 and theta 2. This is equation of chord joining points theta 1 and theta 2. Okay, after this, I am not going to do method 2. That is, if you know 2 points on a line, you can use y minus y1 equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. By that method also I can do and get same answer, but not necessary. So next what I am going to do is, I am going to get a condition for theta 1 and theta 2 to be ends of focal chord. Okay, everybody completed this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next fourth point. Condition for theta 1 and theta 2 to be ends of focal chord. Okay, so we have a chord joining theta 1 and theta 2, and it is passing through AE comma 0. Of course, I know 3 points. I can apply collinearity condition. It will be a little lengthy. Instead of that, I already have this formula. What this chord should do now? We should pass through AE comma 0. Substitute, you will get it. So I'm going to substitute AE comma 0 in this. So AE by A cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 plus 0 by B sin theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 is equal to cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. This becomes 0. I got this. I can bring it down. E is equal to cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 by cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. This is a condition. Sorry, you cannot see the down. Okay, just take the chord joining theta 1, theta 2, substitute A comma 0, you will get E. Okay, now whatever condition I got just now, I'm going to use component or dividend on both sides. It gives me another condition. Right, E as E by 1 and apply component and dividend. Neha, are you there in the class?
Yes.
Do you have any interest in architecture?
What, sir?
Do you have any interest in architecture branch?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Now, I saw your pencil drawings. I thought maybe you have some interest. Those things you only have drawn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At the end of second year, when you write JEE Mains, you write JEE Mains paper 2 also, whether you join or not later. Okay. All right, Neha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It will have only math and something related to drawing.
Okay, sir.
If you want to have some idea how the questions will be, not in maths, in other parts, NT Abhyas app is there, right? In that JEE Mains
Yes,
paper
sir.
2, JEE Mains paper 2, try to attempt any exam and look at the questions. It will give you some idea.
Okay, sir.
Especially the last 3 questions. Okay. I'm erasing this. Okay, I want to apply complementary dividend here. So E by 1 is equal to cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Okay. Apply componendo and dividendo. E plus 1 by E minus 1 equal to cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 plus cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Here cos theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2 minus cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. This is 2 cos theta 1 by 2 cos theta 2 by 2. This is 2 sin theta 1 by 2 sin theta 2 by 2. I can write cot, I can take reciprocal and write tan. Anything is okay. So when I take reciprocal, I will get tan theta 1 by 2 into tan theta 2 by 2 is equal to E minus 1 by E plus 1. Okay. So this is one condition. This is another condition. Okay, I just write by 1 here and apply component to dividend. Good. Okay, so this formula that we derived for chord joining theta 1, theta 2, we don't use so much. Okay, that is one thing. Maybe one or two more questions like this one. That's all. Okay, not like we are going to use extensively in many other questions. But next we are going to discuss about tangent and normal and all that. There will be using more. If you look at past year mains or advanced questions, most of the questions in ellipse and hyperbola are especially related to for a line to be tangent, what is the condition, or at which point it is tangent. Everything is about tangent and normal mostly. Okay, can I erase this? Anybody needs more time?
లోకేష్ లోకేష్
Yes, ma'am.
ఎందుకు వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేస్తున్నావు నువ్వు 205 వర్షిత్ వర్షిత్ వర్షిత్
Okay. Anybody still want to copy from the vote or can I erase? Okay, what erase? Okay, now listen. Every small formula I'm not going to write related to tangent normal. Only few I will be writing because many are similar to circle. If I take a circle and give a point on the circle, what is the formula for equation of tangent?
S1 equals to 0.
S1 equal to 0. Yeah. So here you will get xx1 by a square plus y1 by b square minus 1 equal to 0. Same thing for parabola, same thing for ellipse, same thing for hyperbola. If I give a point outside the circle and draw two tangents, there will be chord of contact. What is the formula for that?
S1 equals to 0.
Equal to 0. If you take circular ellipse, doesn't matter. Let you take an ellipse, take one point, draw many chords through that. At the end of each chord, you draw tangent. Take this chord, draw tangent. Take this chord, you draw tangent. They will meet at some points and all of them are collinear. What is that line called for this point?
Polar.
Polar. And what is the formula for that?
S1 equals to 0.
S1 equal to 0. Same thing, right? Okay, so I don't have to write those formulas. But anyway, we have to write equation of normal, so I better write it. Okay, fine. So just put heading, side heading, tangent and normal. Okay, so equation of tangent at x1 comma y1 is, of course, for the standard ellipse I want to write equation of tangent to ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square minus 1 equal to 0. equation of tangent at theta is x into a cos theta by a square, y into a sin theta by a square, minus 1 equal to 0. You can cancel a. It will become x cos theta by a plus y sin theta by b equal to 1. For line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0 to be tangent, condition is n square equal to a square l square plus b square m square. Point of contact is minus a square l by n minus b square m by n. Okay, this third one, how they came, I'll explain. Okay, but the first one is not required, simply s1 equal to 0. Second one, same s1, but x1 is replaced with a cos theta, y1 is replaced with b, sorry, this is b, right, not a. This is b sin theta, this is b square. So this is one formula for tangent, this is another formula for tangent. Okay, let us see some explanation for the third one. Okay, so whenever you want to know whether a line is tangent or not, the condition is very simple. If you don't know anything, I compare with the general tangent. I can compare with this tangent, or I can compare with x1 by a square. Anything is okay. Let us see if I compare with this. So for this explanation, proof or whatever you want to call it, x cos theta by a plus y sin theta by b minus 1 equal to 0. Let us compare with Lx plus my plus n equal to 0. You will get cos theta by a by l equal to sin theta by b by m minus 1 by l. If you compare this and this, cos theta will come minus al by n. Sin theta will come minus bm by n. But cos square theta plus sin square theta should be 1. You got a square l square by n square plus b square m square by n square equal to 1. Send n square that side, will get n square equal to a square l square plus b square m square. Okay, so you don't have to, in one sense, remember this formula. Okay. Some people have not submitted ellipse 1 to 15 also homework, such a simple questions. Okay. Now, how to find point of contact? We already got cos theta, sin theta. So that point x1 comma y1, which is same as a cos theta comma b sin theta. You know, cos theta is this, substitute it. You'll get a minus a square l by n minus b square m by n. Of course, we can also do like solve the line and ellipse, eliminate y or eliminate x, you'll get a quadratic equation. For that quadratic equation, roots should be equal, because if we get two distinct roots, it is what? intersecting at 2 points. If there is no roots means the line is completely outside. If it is equal roots means it is tangent. From that also I can get. By the way, we have similar formula in the circle. If you take Lx plus My plus N equal to 0 and touching the circle x square plus y equal to r square, we had a formula minus r square L by n minus r square M by n is the point of contact. But in circle it is not so important to remember because you can simplify and put off center on that line, you will get the point of contact. But in ellipse it is not like that, you have to remember formulas. Okay. So you can understand actually circle is easy because many formulas are you can see on the figure. You don't have to remember in a way. But here you have to know the formulas. Okay. You cannot say I'll derive every time. Then sometimes you may not even remember how they are derived. From when government is allowing physical classes?
August 16th.
August 16th. So after India gets independence. After August 15th, you lose your independence. Now you are at home, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so important, better remember how it is derived also and remember the formula both so that by chance if you don't know formula you can derive it simply. Okay. I'm going to erase this. Anybody needs more time? Okay, fourth one. Condition for y equal to mx plus c to be tangent to ellipse, standard ellipse, is one important point. Whether A is greater or B is greater doesn't matter, formula is same only. Like our eccentricity formula changes when A is greater than B or B is greater than A, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But here it is not like that because we got by comparison. In our explanation anywhere A is bigger or B is bigger, does it matter?
No, sir.
Yeah. So in the beginning, when you are finding focus, eccentricity, and all those things, length of ends of lattice rectum and all, A is greater than B or B is greater than A matters. But these things, whether A is greater than B or B is greater than A or A and B are equal also doesn't matter. Even for circle also, same formula. Is it clear? Yeah. Condition for y equal to mx plus c to be tangent to ellipse is c square equal to a square m square plus b square. And maybe point of contact also we can write. I don't remember it. Okay. Okay. This we will not derive using the previous formula. I can compare with the general tangent or I will try to do by quadratic equation way. But just to have different idea. So you take x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Take y equal to mx plus c. Let us try to solve it. X square by a square, mx plus c whole square by b square equal to 1. This is a quadratic equation in terms of x square. X. So to cross multiplication, b square x square, a square into m square x square plus 2mcx plus c square equal to a square b square. When you bring everything on one side, we have b square plus a square m square into x square plus 2mc a square x plus a square c square minus a square b square equal to 0. We are trying to solve. We are trying to solve the line and the ellipse. We got a quadratic equation in terms of x that should have equal roots for it to be tangent. So del discriminant or something, we call it as 0. B square equal to 4ac. So 2mc a square whole square equal to 4 into b square plus a square m square into a square c square minus a square b square. I'll get a power 4 here. I take one a square common and cancel 4 also. Okay, so 4 a square mc a square, I'll write it. Here I'll write 4a square b square plus a square m square into c square minus b square. This 4a square, this 4a square cancel. This statement everybody wrote, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll erase this statement. Okay, now when I expand mc a square equal to b square c square minus b power 4 plus a square m square c square minus a square b square m square. Okay, this also I'm squaring it. So this is m square c square a power. Am I squaring or expanding? Expanding. But here itself a square is. So m square c square a square. This and this got cancelled. Now what is that I have to do? C square equal to, yeah, I can cancel b square all over. 0 equal to b square common, c square minus b square minus a square m square. Okay, this cannot be 0, so bring this one this side, you'll get c square equal to a square m square plus b square. But I did not, even though it is nice that whenever you don't get any idea, try to solve and all, but I did not like this complicated. Comparing with the general tangent is more easier. The previous one is more easy, and advantage is point of contact also we are getting easily, not just condition for tangency, the point of contact. And in the previous formula, there is one more advantage. It is also a formula for polar. If given line is tangent, that formula will give you point of contact. If the given line is outside, it gives you outside or intersecting, it gives you pole also. Okay, this is the third point, right? In this tangent and normal.
Fourth.
This one was fourth. Okay.
Yes,
I'll give you
Yes.
fifth point. What is that? The general tangent. General tangent to ellipse is y equal to mx plus or minus root over a square m square plus b square. Because we got c square equal to a square m square plus b square, c is plus or minus, substitute. So that is the fifth statement, which is obviously follows from the fourth point. Okay. What is the similar formula that we have in circles chapter? The general tangent with slope m.
R into root over
R into root under.
Yeah, you write a square as r square, b square as r square, take r common. What will be the similar formula in next chapter? Hyperbola will be?
A by m.
No, not in parabola. I said hyperbola.
Sir, same, sir.
A m square minus b square.
Yeah, I said this simply replace b square is minus b square, will get hyperbola, right? Yeah. Because hyperbola equation will be x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. You put a plus here and write minus b square. So remove b square and write minus b square. In fact, don't worry about all this. Let us I'll call this a capital A and capital B. Here you will get capital A and here capital B. Doesn't matter whether this is greater or this is greater or this is negative and all that. Anything doesn't matter. Okay. Because after all we got by comparison only. So a square and b square are just capital A and capital B only. So it is actually that means while proving for ellipse, I am proving for circle, hyperbola. Let us see if somebody can answer this to me. A square and b square. Okay. This is a different hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1. Anybody want to tell me what will be the general tangent for this hyperbola?
So root
Not
over
equal
b
to-
square minus a
BM
square m
minus
square.
A square.
Root over
So instead of
BM
a
square
square minus
minus
a
A
square.
square, sir.
b square minus a square m square. You are right. Why? Because divide, make it plus 1 here. You will get minus here, plus here, plus here. Now this is minus a square, this is b square. So simply replace a square with minus a square. That's all. You will get b square minus. So it is not about circular ellipse and all that. You take this as simply capital A, capital B. I don't even know what curve it is. I'll try to solve the line at this. I got this quadratic equation, roots equal. I got this condition. So who cares which is greater, which is positive, which is negative? Everything is included in this, right? I'm emphasizing on this because sometimes people tell denominator of y square is bigger, so I interchange b and a. No, don't interchange that. And this also tells you that if m is given to you, having that slope, how many tangents will be there?
2.
2. In circle chapter, there will be 2 parallel tangents that have same slope. In ellipse also, you can easily see if there is one tangent, parallel to that, there will be one tangent. But in a parabola, we got only y equal to mx plus a by m, because if we take a particular slope, only one tangent, parallel to that, either this side or this side, nothing can be tangent, right? Okay, so having one slope, circle or ellipse or hyperbola will have 2 tangents, but parabola will have only one tangent. Okay, one last point I want to cover. Okay, I'll cover tomorrow. We'll stop here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank